Hello, and welcome to the Sunday meditation at the Light Institute of Galisteo and the Sanctuary of Light. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we divide our meditation into 3 parts. In the first part, which is so great, we actually connect with our source, with our higher self. It's your own intuitive energy. It's the deepest knowing within you. We ask it to take form, we draw it into our body, and we sit in meditation. And then I'll make an Om sound so that you can push the button on your apparatus and meditate for as long as you like. In the second part, we practice what we call the art of radiance. We reach up into the cosmos and we pull down a beautiful beam of pure white light down through the top of your head, down into your stomach, the center of your emotional body. And from there in this solar plexus, we laser the white light out across the planet, back into the sky. And then as we breathe in, we draw the light down. As we exhale, which takes us into a meditative state, we exhale and send that light out across the planet and back into the sky. In the third part of the meditation, each week people ask us to take this meditative state and extend it out into the world for whatever is happening, for whatever theme. We are starting a new year, and the Native Americans in the United States call this winter time the looks within time. So we start a year looking within, which means reviewing the self and polishing the self. And even if you are listening from the southern hemisphere, looking within is the thing to do at the beginning of the year. And so this third part of our meditation, we will get in touch with that looking within and extend that energy out to all humanity, for us all to find our best selves, the self that we know is there and that we want to express for this next year of our life. And then through each one there is an Om. If you're ready, we'll begin with the breath. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply in through your nose. Hold at the top for a moment. And now exhale very slowly through your mouth, making a little sound. Once again, breathe in through your nose. Hold for a moment. And exhale slowly through your mouth. Ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice, to take form for you. It could be a horizon, a star, a being, a light, a tree, an animal, an equation. It doesn't matter what form it takes. Just ask it to take the form for you right now that will connect you energetically to your source. And see what form comes into your consciousness. Now ask your higher self to touch the place in your body where you are holding your divine essence at this moment. It could be anywhere. Just imagine that your higher self is touching someplace in your body. Bring your conscious awareness into that place and breathe in and out as if you were creating an opening there. Draw your higher self in through that point. Feel it coming in through that point and into your body, and sit in meditation. Om. Imagine that you could reach into the cosmos and pull to you a beam of pure white light. Feel it coming in through the top of your head, down into your solar plexus, your stomach, And from there, you're lasering it out, across the planet, and back up into the cosmos. So breathe in and draw the light down. And exhale and laser it out, stretching out your presence, your purpose, your auric field. And just continue just that, the breathing in and the breathing out. Om. And now breathe into your mind's eye the 8 billion plus humans on this planet. And feel that as you connect to this essence of yourself that you want to express, that you will and can express for this next year, that you look within and you find that, an attribute in you perhaps, that you most love. And then we will ask all of humanity what color they need to find that true self in them, so that all of us begin this new year on the highest octave of our sense of self. So ask what color will facilitate that for them. Whatever color comes into your consciousness. Again, imagine that you are reaching up into the cosmos and you're pulling exactly that color down through the top of your head and extending it out to all of humanity, just lasering it right to them. And as that frequency of light comes through you, you feel yourself activating, again, those attributes, that humanity in you, that goodness, that beautiful human heart. And bring that energy into your solar plexus and laser that color out to all humanity. Do it now. Oh. Take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. And as you open your eyes, just feel that you are already experiencing that self that you are polishing for this next year, the goodness of your heart, the caring humanity that is part of your purpose of being on the planet at this time. Thank you. There is a second part to our meditation. It's called Knowings, and people from around the world each week send in questions that they would like for us to focus upon in order to uplift us and to really touch those themes in a way that helps us all. And Alison will tell us the questions that have come this week. Alison?
The first question is from Novo Mesto, Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Dear Chris, how can I reverse an impossible situation that is very distressing to me when I can see no way out? I would be grateful for your illumination, and I thank you for your New Year's note and uplifting quotes from your new book. It gave me happiness.
Oh, good. Happiness is probably part of the answer to this dilemma that you have. You know, when you think there's no way out, that's the beginning of wielding the purpose of that situation, which is that everything that comes to us not because we can't resolve it or we can't deal with it, but because it is going to support our growth and evolution. And so it may be that you can't see the way out and you need to see the way in. And seeing the way in is perspective on it. And so I think it's wonderful to, as we were doing before, simply when you go to bed at night or at any moment, ask your higher self, what frequency of light do I need to find the way through this? It may be that it isn't the moment. Everything is synergistic. So whatever that can't get out of it thing came to you, it came to you at a specific moment for you to focus on it, but it may not be the moment for you to activate some answer to it. It may mean that you need to make it smaller in your life, that it's not, as you say, it's distressing to you. It doesn't have to be the whole part of your life. Maybe more happiness will activate your creativity to see, oh, I can do that. I can look at it this way or that way. Or maybe I need to send frequencies of light to whoever else is involved in it. There's so many ways that you can touch that. So don't think that there's no way out. Think, as we were just doing in our meditation, that you're going to go in, and by going in, you will find a way to use that. At the Light Institute, we have an expression that has helped me so many times. What is the gift of anything that happens? And that's a positive thing. Maybe it's to point to you that you can polish something, as we were talking about. Or maybe it's that you can have the courage to say, no, I'm going a different direction, or this is what's true for me. But that inside you, this is true, is the answer. So you want to use it for you rather than it using you. Great love. And let the happiness relax you. It's when we relax that humor comes, and we realize that we always know how to deal with something. Allison.
The second question is from Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
During an intensive, Chris told us about the children who had attention deficit that she accepted into the Nijoni School for Global Consciousness years ago. But she had strict dietary rules for them, like no sugar, and that they had to take blue-green algae. I don't remember all of it. And we have friends who are dealing with children who have a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be grateful to know all the rules.
I think the idea of rules is something that is a word that's used around the world. It was never used at Nijoni. It's not about the rules, what you have to do, but it's about the cause and effect. If you do this, this is what happens. First of all, let me say that all children have lots of energy, and the problem is really not in the children. It's not in their attention deficit. It's the way we try to make them pay attention that's the problem, which is why I did the Nijoni school, which means that young children should not be sitting in chairs all day long. They should learn while they're moving. They should learn as an adventure. They should participate in anything that wants to come into their brain that they're supposed to learn. And so I have found that children that often are, quote, attention deficit, it's really that they're very, very intelligent, they're very smart. But let me tell you what triggers that I can't pay attention and I'm nervous and I have to move around thing. What I had discovered, and this is what helped so much for these young people that came to Nijoni, was that actually what's irritating them is something in their stomach. Now, or their intestines, that they're actually allergic to something that they're eating. And that's something that you could find out yourselves by just looking at what you're feeding them. And that's why we always say, no, sugar is like a chemical for children. They're very reactive to it. So you can begin to give them sweet things, but not with sugar. And so the thing about emotions in eating is that you don't just take something away from somebody, you replace it with something else. So you might give them stevia or honey or milk sugar or some other thing that when you're making their food, that makes a great difference right away. And the thing about the blue-green algae is that blue-green algae was the very first living substance on our planet. We all actually ascend from blue-green algae. It took the light of the sun and made life from it. So there's something, so it's very nourishing to the body and especially the brain. However, the kind that I was talking about was a blue-green algae that has had the membrane taken off the outside so it's digestible. In that way, it goes directly across the blood-brain barrier and quiets, it helps the child to sleep, it calms them down. But to get back to this, what's irritating them? If they're allergic to something but they're not showing any other reaction to it except that they're hyper, that's in the intestines. But the neurotransmitters that bring happiness and calmness are also made in the intestines. And that's why I made a big deal out about that at Nishoni. And that was that they must begin immediately taking digestive enzymes. So you're going to look at what they're eating and find out if there's something that's irritating them. For some children, milk is irritating them, or definitely sugar is irritating them. They might be allergic to who knows what. And you want to check on that. But you want to begin to give them two aspects. One are enzymes that help them to digest whatever they're eating, and that calms them down right away. And then also sometimes they need probiotics that, again, bring the good bacteria into the intestines, and that calms them down, allows the intestines to make the good neurotransmitters, L-dopa, serotonin, that nourish their brains. And so what I found is that when people brought me children who were often kicked out of other schools, I would say, here's where we start. And if you agree to do these things, not that they're rules, but that this is what is going to change something, then we will bring them into the school. It was often within 24 to 48 hours that their children began to quiet down and behave differently. And they would call up and say, what happened? My son is doing his homework. Because nothing is irritating him, so he can calm down and focus. So let's not put a label on children and say there's something wrong with them. Let's just help them be as wonderful, intelligent, and curious as they are. Their brains are working much faster than ours are, and we want to harvest that. So if you will give them enzymes, look at their diet to see what they might be allergic to, give them blue-green algae with the membrane taken off so that it goes directly into the brain to nourish them. These kinds of things, and of course the enzymes that help them digest, will make a huge difference. And above all, we want to applaud our children for their curiosity, for their wonderment, for how fast their minds work, not try to slow them down. So we don't want to label them. We want to applaud and use the aspects that are their best and show them that that is true of them. I hope that helps your friends with the two children who are very energetic. All children are energetic. It is ourselves that need to learn how to wield that. Allison.
The last question is from Newport, Rhode Island in the USA. Chris, I'm so excited that you finished your new book.
Me too.
For knowings, will you consider talking about your secret for being perpetually productive and interested in life?
Well, that could be a very long conversation. I'll try to make it very short. First of all, at the Light Institute, we pay a lot of attention to the inner child, our inner child. And when we do it, we're not talking about the inner child, the emotional inner child that didn't get what they wanted, or all the things that you're carrying around about your childhood. We're talking about that creative inner child, your true self that knows everything about you. First of all, when a baby is born, it's not a blank slate there. It's a fully developed soul. And so that brings in certain attributes and qualities. So one of those most important aspects in terms of what makes me interested in life is that curiosity, that adventure that the childlike energies provide for me. I have always turned to nature. And you're in Rhode Island, so you have beautiful nature around you. Nature allows us to forget the chatter in the mind. And I always have been fascinated by beauty. It makes me creative. When I walk in nature, I don't wear my mask. Who am I? I am a being walking in nature with all the other life forms. And so I use those things, and I find that when I play or when I laugh or when I am excited about, isn't that beautiful, or how did nature do that, or any of those kinds of things, that quality, that focus is what makes me perhaps more productive. In other words, if I'm trying to be productive, then I'm squeezing, and that's counterproductive. But when I allow myself to expand so that I'm taking in a hologram of potential, oh, look at this over here, look at that over there, kind of like these children we were just talking about, I get ideas. I will see a word. I could get it anywhere. I might be listening to the news and it'll give me a thought, or I'll see something in nature, or somebody says something. It could come from anywhere, and my mind will begin to play on it. And that's what gives me inspiration, and that inspiration helps me to be a bit more productive. But I think it's very important to not judge yourself for how productive you are, because in fact, we're not here about our productivity. When I pass through my body, I won't be counting how many books I've written or anything I've done. I hope that I will feel the blessing of being in body and going home. And so I would say to you, don't think of yourself only in terms of productivity. Think of yourself as a beautiful whole being that is connected to the cosmos and to the earth and sky, and to everyone and everything. And all of it gives you opportunity to play with it, to create with it, to, as we were saying before, to use life and to find the gift in it, and you use it. Great love to all of you in this new year.